Okay, so good week. It's now Tuesday, 10:30 p.m. in Israel. And we're now going to start chapter 4 in Basics of Biblical Aramaic for our Aramaic Neophytes. I'm going to share the screen and we'll get started. Here we go. All right, y'all see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Basics of Biblical Aramaic, chapter 4. Of course, the number 4 is Arba. We're going to look at the absolute state of nouns today. Before we do that, I want to look a little bit at the numbers we've covered so far. We've only covered 4 numbers. There's Arba, and it goes to Tlat, Tren, and Chad. If you remember, Chad is 1, Tren is 2, Tlat is 3, and now Arba is 4. So when we count 1, 2, 3, 4, we have Chad, Tren, Tlat, Arba. Yes, wonderful. These are our numbers so far. Chad, Tren, Tlat, Arba. Good. Not going to spend any time on it, just wanted to point it out because it's the beginning of every chapter. All right, so in Aramaic, as in Hebrew, nouns are either masculine or feminine. There is no neuter. This isn't like Greek, it's like Hebrew. Nouns can be singular, plural, or dual. Like in Hebrew, singular and plural are extremely common. The dual is less common, used mostly for body parts and things like that. So there aren't many duals in Arabic, but they are similar to what we have in Hebrew. Just as in Hebrew we have yadayim, in Aramaic we have yadayim. Yadayim means hands. Karnaim in Hebrew or karnaim in Aramaic, just replace the mem with a nun. Raglaim, raglain, shinaim, shinaim, shamayim, shmain, and mataim, matain. They're very, very, very similar to Hebrew. I don't think we have any questions you have regarding that. And we have Hoshea joining us. Any questions about that? Or we're good? All good.
We're good.
Yep, good.
Now, state absolute is contrasted to construct. But we're going to see that nouns basically appear in 3 states. It's absolute, determined, and construct. Determined means with the article. The article generally has a less powerful force in Aramaic, and many times you'll find a word with the article that is still indefinite in sense. We would translate it as definite. So determined doesn't necessarily mean definite. It just means appearing with the article. Okay. In this chapter, we're looking specifically at the absolute state. So here are some examples. We've got masculine nouns and feminine nouns. The normal ending for masculine singular, of course, is nothing, like in Hebrew. So we have melech and we have sfar. Sfar, in Hebrew, sefer. Sfar, sfar. Okay, melech, when it goes into plural, in Hebrew it would be mlachim, but in Aramaic it's malchim. The first thing you notice is the nun, final nun instead of final mem. The second thing is that you have a closed syllable at the beginning, where in Hebrew the first letter bears the reduced vowel shva. So mlachim is malchin. Malchin is the plural. In Segel, it's like sfar, we have sifrim. So just like in Hebrew, we have some words that have that historical root with a, and others that have e, and we have also like kodesh that has an o, a u quality vowel. We're going to see the same thing in Aramaic. Malchin, sifrin. Okay, the feminine is a little bit weird. We see chiva. Chiva is an animal, and the plural is an, like that. If you think of that, the kamatz as through the Canaanite vowel shift became o. In Hebrew, in Aramaic, it stays that long a. So chivan is the plural of chiva. Chiva, animal. Chivan, animals. Very similar to Hebrew also, because Hebrew is chaya, chayot, animals. Another word that's very similar to Hebrew. In Hebrew, we have a kamatz in the middle syllable here, but in Aramaic, it's matna. Matna and matnan, the plural, matnan. Okay, so that's our pattern that we're supposed to see. That where we have the a at the end of feminine nouns, they become an in Aramaic, in the plural. Okay, Kalse, Karse is like kise, throne, karse. Karsavan. This is a feminine ending on a masculine noun. This also happens in Hebrew where you have av, avot. So karsavan, thrones. Karsavan. Okay, karse. Maybe this is O, kurse. I don't know if this is supposed to be kamatz or kamatz katan.
Well, I think if you follow the Hebrew, then it should be kur, because it's a closed, unaccented.
Yeah, but we saw last week that we have a lot of words that have those closed syllables that still have long vowels.
Yeah.
So I can't be sure. I know that we have a word similar to this in Hebrew with an U, kursa. Kursa means like a reclining chair, a big one. So maybe it's related.
Well, throne, reclining chair, yeah.
That's my kind of throne.
Yeah.
Doug, do you have any idea about this word if it's O or A in the first syllable?
I don't know for sure either. Just what you guys said, I would have assumed like what Catherine said, but then I was reminded, maybe it's Kawase.
Yeah.
I'm going to check holiday and see. I checked earlier because I wasn't sure about the word sholtan, because sholtan also looks like it could be shaltan. Sholtan. It's sholtan. And I checked in holiday to get that. So let's see if we have something about it.
So I have not thought of using a lexicon this way before. I use English dictionaries this way, or I guess I could, but looking for syllabification.
Mm-hmm.
So would I just look to see maybe the way they transliterate it, or?
He doesn't have transliteration for it. I would assume that it's O. From the other forms, it looks like it's O. I'll read it with O. Yeah, because who's going to judge us, right? We are our own judges. And how to pronounce Aramaic. Okay, good. So we've got Korsavan, Korse, Korsavan. Nishar, Nishrin, or Nishrin. Eagles. Just like in Hebrew, Nesher. Nesher, Nishrin, Nishrin. Milah is a word that we took from Aramaic and brought into Hebrew. In modern Hebrew, milah, it means word. So we say milim. Again, these are feminine words that have masculine-looking endings. So milah, milin. And then at the bottom, chinta. You can guess that chinta in Hebrew is without the noon, right? With the assimilated noon, dagesh, chita. Chita is wheat in Hebrew. And we have chita, chitim. And this is chintim. No problem so far, right? We looked in this chapter at some patterns. So these exact words are brought into Hebrew also. Tabach. In Hebrew, it means a cook. In Aramaic, it apparently means a butcher. Dayan, judge. Same in Hebrew exactly. Zamar, singer or musician, also identical to Hebrew. Gentilics end in I, where in Hebrew they end in E. So Kasdai, Yehudai, Parsai, Bavlai, Levi. Okay. And then finally, location nouns. This is just pulled directly from the book. It's not so fancy. The mem prefix can be mi or ma, just like in Hebrew. So mishteh, we have that same word in Hebrew with a hay on the end. Mishteh means a feast or a place where you have a feast. Mishkav is exactly like Hebrew, meaning bed. And madbach, can somebody guess what that is in Hebrew, given what we know about the interplay of consonants? Madbach.
Mizbah.
Mizbeach.
Mazbeach. Mizbeach. Mizbeach.
Mizbeach. Mizbeach.
Zavach is to offer sacrifice, and in Aramaic, duvach. So it's a place where you make sacrifice.
Oh.
And then we have these abstracts that are kind of cute. The last one's not an abstract, but we'll get to it in a second. In Hebrew, most of these are going to end in ut instead of u. So malchu in Hebrew is malchut.
Malkut.
Right, malchut. I think that when these go into construct, they take the taf. The taf appears. So malchut, revu. Notice that rav in Aramaic means great, more than it means Like they don't have gadol. Gadol doesn't exist. They have rav or rabah. Shalu, negligence. Okay, zahu. This is related to the word zakai. Zakai, innocent. And nivalu. Nivalu, dunghill. This is. I think it's related to a word that's used in Isaiah for dunghill as well. In Hebrew. Okay, now we're to the vocabulary. All these words that we covered, it's not something you need to memorize. It's just examples of how things work. These are words that we actually need to go through and remember and add to our brains. Catherine or Jose, you haven't said much. You want to lead us through it real quick? A couple of words? Tell us if they remind you of anything that we can hold on to.
It means anything.
Right, Heva is very similar.
What's that? Which one?
Heva, animal.
Chiva. Yeah, we said it was chaya, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can atun remind us of anything that we can hold on to?
Atun.
How do you say furnace in Hebrew? We could think that this is like a prosthetic aleph at the beginning, and in Hebrew it's going to be tanur. So it's atun, tanur. So we can lock that T-N together and put that as furnace. It means oven as well, tanur. I guess in our brains, it's not really etymologically this way, but we could take atun and put nur. We see nur over there means fire. Atun and nur, it means a furnace of fire. It's an oven, a place where you can bake things. Tanur. Atun. Okay. Anything else that jumps out to you guys? Reminds you of something? What's that?
To be honest, I'm not familiar with any of these words in Hebrew. I haven't come across many of them yet.
Okay. Well, we have zmanim in Hebrew. It means special times. Zmanim, like moadim, uzmanim. Let's say instead of shah, we have pesher. Pesher in the story of Joseph, where he was asked to give the interpretation of the dreams. It's chalom v'pishro, sharo, dream and its interpretation.
I was reviewing.
Pituon, but Pituon and Pesher are the same. What's that, Doug?
I was reviewing Jonah 3 last night, and I was wondering if it was using an Aramaic word and then using the Hebrew word for the ta'am root, because the king of Nineveh sends forth a decree, and then it talks about how neither man nor beast and so forth are supposed to taste anything.
I don't know. It's something to look at. I haven't really spent much time in that verse. Jonah chapter 3.
Yeah.
What verse is that?
I'll have to bring it up here just a second. But I was thinking about our discussion when we first came across that in our Tuesday meeting here.
Yeah.
And
well, it's not been marked as Aramaic by people who like pull out the Aramaic portions from the Bible. So, but that doesn't mean there couldn't be a loan word there. Have you heard anything about that, Jonathan? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I have not heard Jonah. I mean, it could be late Hebrew, so it's a possibility that it is. What did you say the reference was?
I'm looking it up right now. It's in chapter 3.
It's 3:7. Is it ta'am that you're talking about?
Mitam Amelech would not mean like from a decree of the king, but like from the side of the king, like from tam is sense, but when you say mitami, it's like from me. It's like saying from me. So it's like saying from the king.
Hmm.
It doesn't really translate well, but it doesn't mean that. It's an expression in Hebrew. It's something that's used today as well. From the king's party, from the part of the king, from him, you know, something like that. But good eye, keep your eye
This glosses it as an order, decree, or decision.
in Jonah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
ויזק ויאמר בננבה מטעם המלך וגדוליו לאמור האדם והבהמה והבקר והצאן אל יטמאו מאומה. Okay, don't eat anything, don't taste anything. I wouldn't take it as a decree of the king.
Gesenius has a specific, he calls it out as the sentence of a king and hence a royal decree. But I mean, Gesenius is old, so I'd need to check that against something like the BDD.
Gesenius is classic. I love Gesenius.
I'm going to start calling myself classic then.
He's actually aged really well. Gesenius has.
I still refer to Gesenius.
Holiday does have an order or decree in Jonah 3:7 only in that verse. Because normally it's perception or good sense. I don't know. I know that we have the expression in Hebrew and it doesn't mean order, but maybe it does. Maybe it does, and maybe that.
It looks like it does here. Good catch.
I just thought it was fun to see the apparent wordplay with it and the other ta'am or whatever's going on there.
I was under the impression that it didn't bear the meaning of decree so early on. But again, maybe the text is later than
Yeah, I think Jonah's later anyway, but just me.
So let's see. Gov, in Hebrew we have gav. Gav means back. We need to think of this as something like a bowl. Like Joseph was thrown into a bowl, a pit. Here it's gov. Okay, go in the middle. Okay, go. I thought in Aramaic was gav. All right. Zman, time, cheva, animal, chasaf. This is a word that's new to me. Chasaf, molded clay or pottery. Chasaf. Te'em, we talked about just now. Nur, inside the atun, you're going to have nur, fire inside of it. Idan is a word that we adopted into Hebrew to mean like an era or an age, but apparently it's got a slightly modified meaning in Aramaic. It means time or moment. Time or moment. Wonder what the difference would be then. Zman, time, idan, time. Maybe this idan is like we say et in Hebrew. Et. Shultan is dominion or power, and raz is secret. This is pulled into Hebrew because of the study of the Kabbalah. Raz is
I wonder if Shultan is related to Sultan.
I think it's directly related, yeah. And even in Hebrew, control is shlita. Shilton is this word in Hebrew, shilton. It means the power, whoever's in power. Okay, all right, so we have a bunch of words to parse. These words are from the end of the chapter. That is page 25, if you did it. And if not, we're going to do it together on the screen. Okay, so Zman. We need to identify the gender, number, the lexical form, and translate it, gloss it. So Zman is masculine, it's singular. The lexical form is Zman, and the translation is time. Let's go down. We got Jonathan, Hoshea, Doug, and Catherine on my screen, so we'll go down that way. Jonathan, you're
Okay.
Great. I get to go first. So this is a masculine plural from also Zaman. So this is times.
Would be special time.
Zimneen.
All right, Hoshea, we'll do that here.
Keva, feminine, singular, animal. Animal.
And that's the lexical form, right? It looks like the name of Eve, Adam and Eve.
Yeah, Keva.
Okay, Doug, this one, please.
Chevan, that is feminine. It is plural, and the lexical form is cheva, so it would be animals, or living things.
Noon is
Done.
we have here, Catherine.
Idan, which is masculine singular from Idan, and it's time or movement.
Moment.
Moment, sorry. I can't read my own writing.
This is the plural of Idan, Idanin. Idanin. Okay, so it's masculine plural, MP, masculine plural, lexical form Idan, times or moments. All right. See that one, John?
Which one? I'm trying to move my window around to see stuff.
Child.
The one under where? The
Child.
oh, Peshar? That one?
No. Uh-uh.
I don't remember this one.
Do you remember what it means? The Hebrew is Piton, lifto. From the Joseph story, lifto.
I don't.
They had dreams, and Joseph prayed.
Oh. Okay. So Peshar, I guess that's masculine. Masculine singular from Peshar. Is that an interpretation?
Yeah, you get the plural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, Pishrin. Yeah. That's yours.
okay. Pishrin, a masculine, plural, from Peshar. Interpretations.
Elah. Elah is masculine singular, and that is its lexical form, Elah, and it is God.
Yeah, what would it look like in Hebrew? It has a direct cognate, right?
Yes.
El.
Oh, Jason, this is a tricksy.
Eloha?
Eloah.
Hello.
Well, the end is
Nailed it.
on the end is a consonant, just like here, and instead of the commands, you have kolam, Eloah. And the plural of Eloah or Elah, that's right.
Elohim.
This one here on the top.
Is that my one, Jason?
Yeah, it's for you.
Yep. Elohim. So it's masculine plural and gods.
Mm-hmm. Great. So just like Elah is the singular of Elohim, Eloah is the singular of Elohim in Hebrew. Very nice. I'll take this one. Amma. Amma is the measuring from here to here. Cubit. Amma. Amma is feminine singular, and the lexical form is Amma. Obviously,
We just had this in Joshua today. Amin. Masculine singular. Masculine plural from Amma. Cubits. Sorry if I stole somebody's. Is that the right time for me to come in?
Remember that there are feminine words that have in plural. Like in Hebrew, you have Isha and Nashim. Right? Isha is a woman and Nashim is women. So Amma is feminine and Amin is plural of it, but it's still feminine. So feminine plural.
There's no real hint to that, right? You just got to either know it or check it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's generally just a list of words in your head that have switched feminine. It's weird because I remember learning it when I was young. I'm not young anymore. I remember learning that there was a group of irregulars, and that these irregulars flipped gender, like this, the flipped gender signs. Then I went to Ulpan in Israel, and the teacher in my Ulpan class said that about 30% of the most common vocabulary that you use every day has these flipped markers. And it's hard to call something that happens 30% of the time in a language irregular. So I don't call it irregular anymore, but it still needs to draw your attention. The next word here, Hoshea.
Givar.
Is there a
Taking a guess. Givor from a mighty man.
Yeah, and Gever.
Masculine, singular. Mighty man.
And next, this is the plural of it.
Me as well.
It goes to Doug, I think.
Oh.
Guvrin. Guvrin is masculine plural. It's from Gavar, in men or mighty men or warriors.
Okay, great. So that we can just get our ears attuned to it, it's normal in Aramaic for the plural where you have in, when it's determined state, it's going to say ayah. So Elahin becomes Elahaya. Elahaya. Elahaya means the God or God. Elahaya. So men is Guvraya. Guvraya. That's how you say the men. Guvraya. That's a nice word. Okay, next. Catherine, we got down here.
Down there. Helem, masculine singular from Helem, and it's dream.
Yeah, and what's it in Hebrew?
Very similar. Halom.
Hello.
Jason, is there anything in the Gever, the last two consonants in the root, or is it just coincidence where you go from Ben being the son of in Hebrew to Bar being the son of in Aramaic?
Yeah, it's not connected either, because also in Hebrew you have the Gever root. Gever is a man. Gibor is a hero. Litgaber is to overcome. Lagbir is to make something stronger. So it's a root that has the concept of strength or power. Gvura
Manliness.
is power. So these are words that existed before the import of Bar into Hebrew from Aramaic.
Okay, I'll have to look at that. I wonder if Ben is related to Bana or something. I don't know. Let's see if there's something similar in Aramaic.
We use the root a lot in Hebrew, even like in modern Hebrew. For if I can't hear the television, I tell them lahagbir to make it stronger, like make it louder. We have it for a lot of different roots in modern Hebrew. Anyway, so chelem is dream and chelmin are dreams. Chelmin. We're going to see this with a form also in Daniel 1 at the end of the presentation. Chelmin is masculine plural of chelem, meaning dreams. Right. This one's up at the top right corner. For
Wouldn't it be chalmin with a patach?
Not that I saw. I looked at it in Daniel also.
Did you? Okay.
Like,
I'm
if you have a Bible open with you, just look at Daniel 7:1.
Oh, never mind then.
But your word is up next.
Yeah. All right. Ignore what I said. Apparently the answer is no. Yom. And then I guess it would be yamin for the plural. Right? So day and days. Yom and yamin. Yom. It's interesting.
Yeah, just like Hebrew. So
Yeah, it's interesting that didn't change.
Yeah, it goes to yomin and not yamin. This, if you want to have a phrase to memorize, in Hebrew at least the word atik means old, ancient, but this word also exists here in Aramaic. We're going to see it in the vision of Daniel.
It means the same thing, I think, doesn't it? I need to get to the right place.
About it, I think everybody would be interested in hearing about it. Something you have more information about. The paper thing. Anyway, so a phrase that you can learn is yomin. It means days, and so we said that the determined state is ayah, so it's yomaya. Yomaya. The Ancient of Days in Daniel's vision in chapter 9 is Atik Yomaya. Atik Yomaya. Or Atik Yomin, Ancient of Days. It's an interesting phrase to have memorized. Catherine, you want to hit us up with some information about that paper you mentioned?
Sure. I can probably actually find it and share it on the Facebook page if you guys are interested. But one of my lecturers specializes in angels and giants. And so he's come up, he's a religious lecturer, not a theology lecturer. So his angle is slightly different. And it talked about the archaeological evidence for ancestor worship in the ancient Near East that led into the giants, and then the giants led into the archangels. It's quite complex, and I probably can't summarize it and give it its due justice here, but I can probably find it and share it on the page if you're interested.
Absolutely. It reminds me also of a story that I read a story that where they fictionalized the development of Yahweh worship in ancient Israel from ancestor worship. It was really interesting. So I definitely would be interested in reading it. I appreciate it. So Hosea, it is your turn next. Here we go.
Turn. What's the word? What's matna?
Mm-hmm.
Feminine. Gift. Singular.
Feminine singular.
Gift. Okay.
Doug, you're going to build on that.
Matna.
Matnan, feminine plural from matna, and gifts.
Okay, now we got this word down here. This is a word, like I said, that we brought into modern Hebrew. If you think about it, I'll just talk about this one for a second, and then I'll give the next one to Catherine. If you think about it, the word davar in Hebrew plays a lot of functions. So davar, a thing or an issue or a word, or it's got so many meanings. It can be an interpretation. It can be a commandment. Also Daniel chapter 7, where 7. Daniel chapter 9, where in the 70 weeks prophecy, where he said, from the going forth of a word to restore into Jerusalem, the word is davar. So it makes sense that at some point we would get frustrated with the overuse of the word davar, and we would import another word, a loan word from another place that would mean word specifically and not have all of those other attachments to it. So what they did is in Second Temple Judaism, they started importing a lot of words from Aramaic, and those words remain with us in modern Hebrew today. So milah is one of those words. Milah has a doubled lamed. You see that? We have also in Hebrew the word milah, it's mem yud lamed aleph without the doubling, and that means circumcision. So we've got circumcision that's milah without the lamed, and milah that means word with the double lamed. So that's singular milah meaning word.
Is there a popular document in Judaism that uses this word in the title that might help us remember this? Because when you talk about like the tefillin and things like that, I can hang my hat on that and remember the meaning of the word. And I just was curious if there was.
I can't think of any specific work that has it in the title, but I'll try to find something that will maybe give you a phrase that you can hang on to. I'm not sure, but I'll try to think of things. So now we're up here. This happens also in Hebrew, by the way. It was imported into Hebrew, and it took masculine endings. So that's yours, Catherine.
Mine is milim. Is that mine?
Mm-hmm.
So it's feminine, plural. Words or matters or affairs.
Yeah. When it was imported into Hebrew, it came in basically specifically as word, like what's written and spoken. So the next word here is shna. Shna, the first syllable reduced, but it's the same as the Hebrew word shana, meaning year.
No.
What? No?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, I heard no. I'm like, I think so.
I think it was O. I think it was O, not
Yeah.
no. O.
It means year, so it's feminine singular. And the next one is for John.
Which one just I'm
The plural,
I'm losing my wait, which one?
the plural of shna.
So we need to distinguish here between Jonathan and Hoshea, Jonathan, Felix, right?
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Uh-huh.
Shaneen, so from Shna, and it means years.
How do you say shnin in Hebrew?
Shanot? It doesn't sound right. Huh?
Shanim.
Shanim. Right? Dang it. All right.
But there
It's the
is,
same. It's the same. It's not different.
there is a construct, shnot. Shnot. That's it for that. Yay, that's fun. That's all of the information covered in the chapter. I think these chapters are the easiest things I've ever seen in my life. It's hard to spend more than 10 minutes on these chapters. The only thing I spend time on is like just looking at the words and saying, okay, this is Hebrew, and that's all that I think about when I look at it. It's very simple. This is the first verse of chapter 7 of Daniel from the Biblia Hebraica Stuttgart Kenz, yeah? We want to read through it real quick, and these are some translation notes as they compare to Hebrew, and maybe we'll make some sense of it. So, Bishnat Chada. Bishnat Chada. We just covered Shna means year, so this is year of. That's construct state, right? Bishnat Chada, year of one. And one is feminine. I'm not sure why this happens, but it also happens in Hebrew that you would say Bishnat Achat with a construct and the number in the same gender. I'm not sure why, but it happens. The first year of is Le. Vel-Shatzar. This aleph is not only quiescent, it's completely senseless. Vel-Shatzar. Bishnat Chada Level-Shatzar, Melech Bavel, okay, the king of Babylon. This gives us our time establishment right there. The next word in the Hebrew Bible would be a vav consecutive. In the first year of the king of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel, Chelem Chaza. Chelem we know, Catherine gave it to us earlier, it means dream. Chaza is very similar to Hebrew, it means he saw.
Jose.
Chaza. In Hebrew, it would just have a long vowel in the first syllable. Chaza. So he saw a dream. He saw a dream.
Isn't it vision? He dreamed a vision? No, yeah, it couldn't be that. Never mind. Never be mine.
Daniel saw a dream.
Yep.
This is cute. I wrote this one on here. Is in Hebrew, where you have the O ending, the 3ms personal suffix. In Aramaic, it's A. So in Hebrew, you say Shmo means his name. Shmo, his name. In Aramaic, it's Shmei. Shmei, his name. Very cool. Chesve is visions of. That's construct. Chesve reshe, visions of his head. Al mishkave is like in Hebrew, al mishkavo. Mishkavo means his bed. Okay. Bedain is then, as. Bedain, chemla. This is our word that we were wondering about the first syllable. It's chel. Chelma, ktav. Chelma, ktav. Resh milin. Resh milin is a construct expression. And amar, he said. So then, the dream, he wrote. Resh milin would be like a summary of it, or head of the words. He didn't write it in great detail, but he wrote summary of what he saw. Amar, he said, and that introduces us to the next verse.
It's like the chief part of what he saw.
Right.
Quick question on translating Chelem Chazah. Could you say he envisioned a dream if you wanted to get the vision language in there?
He envisioned a dream. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. That's the same word that we have in Hebrew, chazah. Does anybody else want to read through the verse real quick to practice your reading, to see that you get the sense of it? And if you get stuck in some place, you'll say, hey, what does that word mean? And we'll read it.
I'd like to give it a shot. Could I ask one more question about the number and how that works? Echad in Hebrew is a cardinal number, and Chad is a cardinal number in Aramaic. Now, is it common for one to be very flexible and be used as both a cardinal and an ordinal? To where would this be in year number one or in the first year? I mean, year number one and first year mean the same thing, but
I'll say that my experience is only from Hebrew. I don't have any experience with Aramaic. Building it with you. In Hebrew, the number one can be used at the beginning of a week or at the beginning of a month or a year. So, or the first year. I don't know why, but for some reason it happens in Hebrew too. Echad lechodesh means the first of the month. So you could say, I can't think of an example right now, but it's in contracts. When you write legal contracts, it would say Echad lemertz. Like that means the first of March. For whatever reason, they don't say Harishon lemertz. You can say it, but in legal contracts, it's almost always Echad lemertz, Echad September. And so, it happens in the record of the kings that whenever it says in the first year of Hosea, king of Judah, blah blah blah, it's going to say Shnat Echad. I think. I want to look this up. This is the simplest way to look for verses. I don't have software with me right now. I'm just flipping through. So let's see. We'll just flip through. If you look through the title chapter, the title verse of each passage in like 2 Kings, it normally will say in such and such a year of so and so, or so and so was king for so long. And it's how they open. So let's see what we get when we get to the Book of Kings. Okay, this is interesting. In chapter 3 of 2 Kings, I don't know if you want to look, but it says, V'yoram ben Achaz malach al Yisrael b'Shomron b'shnat 18 liYoshafat melech Yehuda. It doesn't say in the 18th year, it says in the year of 18. So I think this construction works for not just one, but it works for multiple years also.
Huh. Cardinal numbers there. Wow. Very.
Go ahead and you can read, and I'll look for this.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to use my reader. I like following the Masoretic accents. So, Bishnat Chada Level Shatzar Melech Bavel Daniel Chelem Chazah V'Chezvei V'Chezvei Reshe Al Mishkaveh Beidayin Chelma Katav Resh Milin Amar.
Brilliant.
Didn't phrase it very smoothly, sorry.
Okay, so what I can find, what I see is all over the place. It's using Bishnat and then a feminine form of the number. I've seen 2 places so far. I'm up to chapter 17. Now, I've seen two places so far where it said not just bishnat, a feminine number, but after it also the word year. So in chapter 17, verse 1, it says, Bishnat shvaisrei shana lefekach ben Remaliahu. So it says, in the year of 17 years of Pekach, the son of Remaliahu. So it seems to be the standard way to do it. In the year, and then it gives a feminine cardinal number. So, seems standard. Right. Jose, you want to try reading it? See if you got any issues?
Bishnat Khada Lebel Shalchar Melek Babel Daniel Kelem Kaza Vekezne Reshe Al Mishkeve.
Do you recognize that word, Mishkaveh?
Shakab.
It's from Shachav, yeah. It's a place. The mem prefix is the place. It's a place where you lie down, Mishkav. It is normally a couch or a bed.
Okay. Bedayin.
Bedain, that accent right there, Bedain.
Kelma. Ketav. Resh. Milin. Amar.
So Bedain.
That's
Hmm?
Doubling of lame there. Mil.
Bedain Chel Maktav is Az Katav et Halom. This is the translation of it in Hebrew. Mishkaveh is Mishkavo. Reish Milin is Sikum Hadvarim. It's like a summary of the things, a summary of the matters. Jonathan, you want to read it, or you feel sharp enough?
Do I feel sharp or shy? What did you say?
Don't be shy.
You want me to read the whole thing? All right. Bishnat Hachada LeBelshazzar Melech Bavel. Is it Bavel or Bavel? By the way, Bavel. Okay, Melech Bavel. Daniel Chelem Chaza Vehizne Reshe. Did I miss something? Vehezve Reshe. Al Mishkave Bedain Helma Katav Resh Milyan Milin Amar.
All right. That's the last bit of anything that I could on this presentation. I think we covered everything we needed from the chapter, and we did me'al u'me'evel. We did more than we were required to do, and I think that it was a useful week. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to meet you, everyone. Jose, where are you from?
I'm from the Philippines.
I'm from the
Philippines. Yeah.
Okay. Neat.
Filipino.
And Doug and Jonathan are both in the U.S. Doug, where are you at? Do you mind saying?
Yes, I'm in Virginia.
Virginia.
I'm currently in Ohio. Still sheltered, huddled up, doing not much. Good time to study languages.
Yeah. Very good time to study language.
Practice your Aramaic and let me know throughout the week if you have any questions or issues. There's a specific verse that you're interested in going through in Aramaic together. I really like the vision of Daniel of the four beasts and then the kingdom of the Son of Man.
I think you'll like that reader once you get it, Jason. I was going through a few verses in Daniel today, and I had a question from the Van Pelt book about the loan words. I figured that there were probably other loan words besides ones that were 4 letters or more. I figured he wasn't being comprehensive. I thought, I bet there are some 3-letter loan words. And sure enough, I came across one today in Daniel 2:11, Ashaf, and and in the reader, it mentioned it was an Akkadian loanword, meaning conjurer or exorcist. So anyway, I think you'll enjoy using that in tandem with the Van Pelt.
Does it cover all of the text of Daniel? Because I thought Daniel began Aramaic in chapter 4. Does it begin in chapter 2?
Evidently, because all they have in here is the Aramaic portions. In chapter 2, verse 4, it looks like it switches to Aramaic mid-verse, because right after the Athnach, where it says that they spoke to the king in Aramaic, then it starts.
That's where it shifts in chapter 2.
But I always tend to think that chapter 9 is in Aramaic, but then I'm like, no, because I remember I have chapter 9 memorized, not all of it, but I have a lot of it memorized. It's in Hebrew, the 70 weeks. But, okay, cool.
Thanks for hosting.
My pleasure, and we'll catch
Thank you, sir.
Let me see what's going on with the recording. Pause, share, stop. I don't see controls on the recording. Oh, there it is. I was hoping I didn't miss hitting the record button. Okay, so we'll catch you next week. Good luck.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.